What's up, y'all? Just wanted to get on here and just talk about something real quick. So while the eyes and ears and the government basically finally doing their job and looking into the situation that shouldn't have gotten this worse, about the truck driver that did an illegal U-turn and had a family of 3 crash and die for no reason. A man that obtained his CDL illegally, came to this country illegally. He obtained his license in 2 states, by the way. Denied his visa to get one and to work in 2020, something like that. And then 2021, he was approved. So if you think about it, how did it get this bad? Or how did it get this far? And this guy was the one that finally made the government do their job and the public to finally look at this as a whole together and looking at the government to be like, your move. Like, what are you going to do? You know, like y'all talking about this and that, about the illegals and stuff. And so here it is. Here's a chance. Like, come on. So you just gotta really think about that for a second. Like, how did it get this bad? So anyway, not to drag that out, but think about this. There's been other like countless amount of other instances that this has happened. Like, another example, like literally right after it, there was another truck accident in Florida. And then before that, the one I can recall as being the most recent was like maybe a month or 2 ago, where somebody in Chattanooga crashed, and then another truck crashed over there too, Amazon. And you know, that's just to name a few. And Colorado guy that got famous, and then that was it. Like, we lost our opportunity to do anything or to say something. Like, every time this happens, like, we lose our opportunity to say something. And this is my call to action to you, other than to subscribe, is to really get together, plant the seed and hope it gets watered and then it spreads and grows, and voice our opinion and say, hey, federal government, hey, look, like, not only are we having to compete with these guys here that come from another place that the cost of living is so low that, you know, they come here to work. They don't come here to live the luxury that we live. Maybe, I'm assuming so, because the ones I see in the trucks live in their trucks mostly. And they go home for a little bit and then they're out. They're gone. So, I don't know. You just think about it. Think about it, right? So, not only is that the thing that is on my mind, it's also that the reason why there's a truck shortage, and there's not, it's a pay shortage. And I'm an owner-operator, okay? There's a pay shortage too. And there's no reason why people need to be running for $1 a mile, $1.30 a mile. The national average for breaking even is $2.05 a mile. Or no, it was like $1.89 to $2.05. And that's just to break even. That's not to get us anything. And there's been so much countless amounts of proof on just the owner-operator side alone that has a lot of pushback. Like, these people don't want us to push for broker transparency and other reasons because they don't want to lose out on a lot of money or potentially bring, like, you know, everybody fighting for lower rates and lower wages. Well, hey, let them die off if that happens. Like, you see it right now. You know, ironically, the smaller guy is the one that gets pushed out. But everybody wants to work for the smaller guy because there's more freedom, there's more flexibility with your home life and work. You get paid more often. And not only that, but you have customer relationships. You have relationships with people. You feel like a person and not like a number on a truck. Like, you can be replaced like that. You know what I'm saying? So that's just speaking on owner-operator, and I just dabbled in company. But not only that, company is suffering too. Like, pretty hard. There's also a work shortage. Like, you have all these big corporations buying out the small guys. So eventually we all get screwed. So I know it just jumped everywhere, but to go back to what I was saying before, there's been so much pushback on the broker transparency. There is so much talk about this driver shortage when really we have a surplus of trucks right now. That's why the rates have been driven so low. Really. Like, look at it. If there wasn't as many trucks and they need that load moved, or else that shelf is going to be empty, like in COVID, how everybody wanted stuff to be shipped like this, they'd pay to get a truck out there. But because there's so many trucks and a lot of people just pulling their hairs out, falling in a hole, dying, parking their truck or selling it all, getting out the industry, and they're not even owner operator. It's just stressful. Like, over-regulation and not enough pay. Over-regulation and not enough pay. Really, if this industry really paid, you'd really see like a huge change. Like, whenever COVID happened, there has been so many people that bought trucks that had no business buying trucks, but they bought trucks and they made a lot of money, and they barely worked after a while building all that money, and they enjoyed their life and they enjoyed trucking. But guess what? Something happened. The only thing I can recall was the Ukraine-Russia war sparked, and then there was so much strain on that supply chain at that time. COVID was finally kind of just dying off. Things are opening up, and then hey, here we are. Everybody just fought to the bottom. Brokers like TQL or Armstrong or Steam Logistics over there in Chattanooga, like, hey, they're making money, dude. Like, they went from a little fucking building, work from home, many of these places that they rented out, to having these big giant glass buildings in downtown places. You see a lot of people expose these people. Like, I'm not saying all are bad, but just look at it. Like, those bad apples rot the other ones. So, come on now. Like, there may not be, let's say 7 out of 10 are good, but those 3 will spoil everything else and drive them lower and lower just to make their profit. They'll just drive them lower and lower. Oh, well, the shipper will come back to that broker that's been getting it for a good one and say, hey, this bad one right here, they don't know it, but this bad one right here that we're going to call it, did it for cheaper. Like, we're not going to give you this load for this price. Doesn't matter how much you're going to save me. Like, the ridiculous thing that I had a customer tell me, he paid $1,400 for a load that I drove 132 miles for. I did it for $500 because there was literally nothing left. And my truck got out the shop and it pretty much like damn near drained me. I hauled that load. The guy was like, hey man, like, do you think you could run these loads more often? And I was like, yeah, but you know, I do another load that's been paying me like $800 for another 20 miles. And he was like, well, I pay $1,400 for this load, like, and sometimes the brokers tell me that they could save us some money on the rate, on the shipping cost. And oftentimes they'll let me get it for $1,112. And I was like, sir, like, I just pulled your load for $500. So really, like, they're making either right at what I'm making or more. And it's just off of one truck, one call. And maybe they get like a 10%, 20% commission. And I personally think the whole point I'm bringing this up is because I am advocating for these people to really have like a 10% cap or a 12% cap. I really am advocating for that. I don't care. Personally, I don't care. Like, that is my opinion, and I'm just gonna stick by it. There is no reason why you should be making anywhere close to me sitting in an office. Nowhere close. You have no overhead, no liabilities. You bump into your buddy or somebody at work, or God forbid you leave your job and you crash into their car and you injure them badly. You won't go to prison. You won't go to jail. You will probably get hit with a fine and lose your car. And if anything, you probably get sued and owe a lot of money. But mostly it's an insurance thing. So it's just like a whole bunch of mess. Like, we're heavily underpaid for what we're doing. We're overregulated. And we're competing with we're competing for scraps with people that literally live for damn near nothing somewhere else. And then they came here. And now that they're getting this money, they're living in a truck getting this money, so they don't care. They don't care what they make. Like, really. And slowly they're waking up, but it's too late because federal government's finally doing their job. And it's so bad that even big companies are suffering. Long time, big name companies out here literally just been shutting their doors left and right. Businesses are going out of business. People aren't buying nothing. Like, it's more than just trucking and transportation. Like, it's also the economy. Everybody is in the same boat. So this is the whole point I'm saying, that we all need to say something. We all need to say something. And say it with your chest. Like I tell my kids, say it with your chest. Don't bottle it up. Don't bottle it up and say it. Say it. Don't let the problem get worse. Really. Subscribe if you like it. Hit the bell. I'm trying to really push this channel, so help me out.